Hi, hello, and welcome to Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. Today is a special day for me because yesterday my video did really well, and it has just been an influx of comments and subscriptions, and so I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Honestly, reading tarot has been one of the most fulfilling things in my life, and so you coming along with me on this journey is every bit as important. So let's go ahead and look at our piles. If you already know which one you want, you can select the timestamp down below. Otherwise, let's get some breathing and get a little relaxed. Okay. So I like to start with 3 deep breaths. All right, so now that we're nice and relaxed, we can look at our piles. So before you look, the reading today is going to be all about what is the thorn in my side. So like if you don't know what that phrase actually means, it just means somebody, a person, place, or thing that is extremely bothersome. And so sometimes we have a thorn in our side for so long, we actually kind of forget about it just because it's such a consistent pain. So I wanted to know all about this thorn in your side and how to get rid of it. So these are the 3 piles we have. In pile 1, we have this letter X. It's really pretty. And pile 2, we have the letter Y. And in pile 3, we got a Z, which I love these letters so much. This reminds me of I don't know why I want to say the Haunted Mansion. So these are the 3 piles. So usually I just say go with your instinct because that's always going to be the first one you really felt is the one I usually suggest you go for. But the technique that I use is I close my eyes and I ask my intuition which pile to pick. And very commonly, I'll see a number in my mind's eye as if I was staring at a light and the shape is still there. So that's what I use. It's kind of foolproof for me, but it's all about figuring out what works for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Select your pile and I'll meet you there. Hi, pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to look at what is the thorn in your side. So if you haven't ever heard the phrase before, it just kind of means what is annoying. So, and sometimes we don't even know it's there or how to get rid of it, because if it's a person, it's kind of hard to get rid of another person. But if it's a place or a thing, or if it is a person, I just want to look at how we can make this better for you, because annoyances are annoying. Am I right? Let's get started at your pile. Choose the letter X. I'll look and see if there's any sort of connection to that at the end. But for starters, the first card is, what is the thing that is annoying you the most? So the Emperor tells me it is one of 3 things. This is either a father figure, this is either a boss, or this could literally just represent the man. The man in power. Everything that, there's a lot going on with women's rights right now. And so that can be a huge contention for you if that is affecting you. But it's basically a masculine authoritative figure in your life, or just that sort of male dominance in the world. And it could be really hard for a woman that is not living in a very progressive area to, rise in power at a job or even get out of her hometown. So that could be that's a huge thorn in your side of, if you just want to feel free, this chain is like, really, whatever this emperor energy is, it is the most annoying thing for you right now. And hey, I understand. So I wanted to help you out though and find out how to remove this thorn. So I do see that you are trying to remove this thorn, like actively. You are trying to get this energy out of your life, or you're fighting against the system. And I think what this card says is it's kind of important to just put your emotions to the side, because the emotions are like the gasoline in the car, but gasoline can't go anywhere on its own. It's a useful source for a vehicle. And I think this card is just saying it's important to focus on the vehicle and where you're moving forward. Because if you're too emotional, like here, I see the brain and the jar kind of separate, is telling me like it's important to kind of use logic here. Like the brain, like separating what's happening to you and the logic behind it, of actually planning out how you're going to escape this energy. So, because emotions can really cloud things. They are powerful, but like I said, gasoline, it can move a car forward and it can, burn a house down. So it's just how you use the emotions. And so if you aren't using them right, you could really end up kind of stuck for a while. And that thorn could end up staying there longer. And, sometimes those things are in our side and we don't even notice it because we've been experiencing the pain for so long. And I feel like crying over a thorn in your side will not actually help it get out. But if you figure out the process, what cleaning devices you need, the whole metaphor I'm making right now, if you are figuring out how to get it out of your side. So if this is a father figure, are you living at home? Is this just a father figure in your life who has some sort of control over you that, is restricting your freedom? I think this card is just all about planning. And not even, planning's not the right word, kind of slowing down. I know you will have to plan, but this is just saying you won't even be able to plan if you're just focused on the pain. So find a way to breathe, and we'll get through this together. So I said, what is the lesson you could learn from this situation? So I definitely see that this Emperor energy could be a father figure, or just like I said, any sort of authoritative figure. Let's say you're married to someone who feels like a father figure. That's not going to be fun. That is not a fun marriage. But with the reverse 10 of Cups, this is like saying a broken home. And so if you are in a situation right now where you're not able to actually leave the home, or let's say, you can't let's say this father figure is just very predominantly in your life, then it's just kind of about learning how to react differently. And because we can't change how we feel about things, but we can change our reaction. And so if this is a job, this is definitely a job where it's a much more close-knit job where, like, you know, it's like family working there, and you may not actually be a part of the family, but it's one of those jobs where if you're in, you're in. And sometimes it's hard when you're at a job that treats you like family, because they're not going to treat you the best, because you're not seen as an employee. You're seen as a family member. And if they have a toxic family situation, dynamic, that's the word I was looking for, then it's not going to be healthy for you to be involved with that. And so, like, I could definitely see this being something that definitely gets you very caught up in it, because, you know, it's either your home life or your job, or I do see for some of you it's a much bigger thing. Like, I feel like this has something to do with you trying to have a happy family and what is preventing you from obtaining that. Yeah, like, there's such a strong energy here of a woman who is living somewhere where she doesn't have full rights to her body and to anything. And so I'm so sorry. How to remove it, though? Remember, don't be overwhelmed with emotions like a tsunami. Like, just breathe and think logically that you can find your way out of any situation. You can. You just have to believe. And I don't want to sound ignorant to anyone's problems, because I don't always understand how far off someone can be and how bad someone can be in their life. But I know for anybody to get out of any situation, you have to believe first it's possible to get out. And that's just what I want to encourage for you. So let's go ahead and move on to the next cards, which is, what is a potential thorn in your side for the future? What to look out for? So here's what I'm seeing. The Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork. So this is just kind of saying, like, watch out for who you are trusting, who you're working with. The Seven of Swords is it's an image of somebody stealing all the swords from the army to prevent war. So this is just kind of saying, like, to break free, there has to be one of the words is betrayal. So I kind of feel like I just really see and feel this is like something you're trying to escape. And I think this is just saying, look out for, what's the Five of Swords? Yeah, the struggling with a choice, and there is a energy here of fighting, just outright. And I think to get away from this energy, there will be more problems, but it's only like the problems that these problems are so much less than what you would experience if you stayed. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's hard for me to be as honest as I am. I know that that's what I wanted to do when I started reading tarot, was be an honest reader, because there are endless tarot channels out there that you can find someone who's going to pad things for you and make them sound light and fluffy. So I just always want to be honest and upfront. And sometimes the cards shock me with what I'm seeing, so it's hard to want to be honest. But why else are you here if you didn't want honesty? So what I'm getting, I'll just walk kind of back through this, is the major thorn in your side is this masculine energy, whether it's a father, a boss, or kind of just the environment you live in and the male-dominated society. The way to remove the thorn is to calm your emotions and kind of set them aside and focus on a plan of moving forward. The lesson you're learning here is that sometimes literally the lesson here is just sometimes things don't work out. That's all I'm hearing. Sometimes they don't work out, and that's okay. This is not like, oh, it's over for you. Like, not at all. The lesson here is sometimes it doesn't work out. And I mean, the 10 of Cups is perfect harmony. So if you're able to learn this lesson that not every situation is going to be perfect, then I think you'll be able to move forward. So with this, it's what is a potential thorn in your side for the future, what to look out for. So usually when I ask a question like that has a more reverse card sounding answer, then I look at these kind of in the reverse position. So this one is talking about, so this is about working together. So it's kind of saying, watch out for not working well with others, because I feel like to get out of here, you're going to have to look to some people to help you. And anytime we're getting out of a really bad situation, you're the only one that can do it yourself, but it is a-okay to have friends or family or anyone who can inspire you to get out. So with the 7 of Swords here, now this usually means about like kind of disarming the fight. So I think this is, when it's in the opposite, I think it's kind of saying like, don't be afraid to disarm the fight. Because if you don't disarm the fight, you're not going to follow your dreams. And the dreams you have are what are letting you know that this is an oppressive energy. Because if you're wanting something that requires you to leave where you're at, it is because you have this thorn in your side. And lastly, with the 7 of Cups, this is just kind of saying like, watch out for delusion. Like, the Knight of Shells also has a description of the word delusion. So so I don't plug my other readings a lot, but I did do one about what is your delusion, and that is such a helpful reading. So I'm going to put it right here for you. You should check it out. I think you kind of need to see where to go from here, because I think this is just saying, like, don't be working up a thought and a whole nightmare. To me, this is almost saying, like, don't create a nightmare. Don't create something worse than it is. You're in a shitty situation in itself. Don't make it worse by telling yourself you can't get out. So before I close this message, I just wanted to give you a card that kind of is a special message reminding you of how great you are. Because I really think you are going through something that I think that maybe why you're here is you are looking to things like tarot to help you get inspired to move forward. And so the card you got is Mani. It represents the moon. This is telling me that your beauty is kind of hidden and dark right now, and there's something you're only getting to see yourself light up the brightest once a month, and you deserve to shine bright every day like the sun. So I think you have this beautiful mystery to you, and I think it is so important to be exploring that right now. Because I think if you are journaling or writing songs or painting or anything that you can imagine from your mind and create into the 3D is going to make you feel just really, really fantastic. So I think this card just wants you to know you have a beautiful, powerful force, and it's so consistent. You could be your good intentions could be you follow the cycle of the moon really, really well. And so I'm curious if, because women's menstrual cycle is called the moon cycle. And so I'm curious if there is such a strong energy here of female empowerment. And I think you have that. I know you have that. So trust that you have the force of the moon can, move our oceans. Hello, that's crazy. That's wild. So you can affect your world just as much. So, is there anything else about this thorn in your side? I think it's just going to be important to find somebody to help you. Because getting out of situations like this, can be really hard. So I'm going to say that the X is standing for the XX of, the female chromosome. So I just think this is a very feminine, powerful energy. And you are embracing everything about your femininity and everything about being a woman right now. And I think you're trying to escape some sort of masculine energy. And maybe you've been experiencing too much masculine energy inside of yourself. And because masculine energy shows up with like go, go, go energy. And feminine energy is all about like inward and nurturing. So I think it's just time to go inward and nurture yourself. I think you're going to really discover some awesome things that are inside of you. And I think you're on a really amazing journey. I think if you could start writing your emotions outside of you, it would really help balance the overwhelming emotions. You are going through something very, very difficult, and I hear that, I see that. But you're so strong. You're like Wonder Woman. She can do anything. So pile 1, I think this is where we're gonna close it up. So thank you so much for being here. It is always such an honor when you let me read your energy. I hope you were able to find a good message here today. And if you liked it, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. Thank you so much. I woke up to I had 95 subscribers today. Oh my goodness. It literally doubled in like 2 days. I think I had like 45 a couple days ago. So thank you so much for all your subscriptions and likes and comments. It's been absolutely amazing. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to bring you this pretty important message all about the thorn in your side. So if you haven't ever heard the expression before, it just kind of means what is annoying, what's bothering you. And sometimes what is annoying and bothering us has been that thorn has been in our side so long that we kind of don't even notice it anymore. And you know, sometimes for some people that's not even possible. So I wanted to look at what is the thorn in your side, how to get rid of it, just all the little questions about it. So let's go ahead and get started. So you chose the why. I'm curious why. Did you know that millennials are actually called Gen Y? It goes Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, but millennials get called millennials. So anyways, that was a random note. First question is, what is the thing that is annoying you the most? The thorn in your side. So if the magician is what is annoying you, I find it really kind of funny. But I understand it honestly entirely. So when the magician is here, it's just saying like, you may be really struggling with manifesting. You may be really like, let's say I see you as like the magician who's trying to get a trick right. And you're just trying it over and over and over again. And you're like following a step-by-step book kind of thing. And at the end, it shows a picture of this magician pulling a rabbit out of the hat. And I feel like you're doing every single step and you're not pulling the rabbit out of the hat. And it's just kind of frustrating you because you are getting very overwhelmed with, what am I doing wrong? And so that is something I relate to very much and understand that sometimes we want things so badly that we aren't catching the nuances. And I feel like even in this magician book that it's explaining you how to do it, it's like it's secret encryption, like so that the average person can't just simply pull a rabbit out of a hat. It wouldn't be magic. It wouldn't be magic if you could just buy a book and explain that, even though I think you could on some, but in this metaphor. And so I feel like it's just gonna kind of be about looking a little closer at the details, but I have more questions and cards to answer that. So for now, the thing that is annoying you the most is kind of your ability to manifest right now. So next I wanted to know how to remove this thorn. Let's just be real. Let's talk about it. How to remove this thorn. So this card kind of to me says exactly what I was just saying. It's like saying like you're not seeing eye to eye with, usually this is kind of like a love relationship. So that could be what this is in reference to, but I'm just going to keep it connected to the metaphor I was using so everyone who's watching can understand what their manifestation is that they're going after. Because this isn't about any particular topic other than just manifesting. So what this is saying is you're not really seeing eye to eye with the magic. And I think like I said, because the communication is broken in the way of, it's about figuring out how to communicate differently. It's about figuring out how to manifest differently. And I think there's just kind of a need to like slow down. And I think because when the Two of Shells is reversed, it actually means like a lack of understanding. So I think there's a sort of lack of understanding in how to manifest, how to create those things. Like I said, if you are watching videos on how to manifest your dreams and they're just like, just write it down and put it under your pillow and you wake up and it'll be there. It's like, or the ones that are like, how to manifest your dreams in 5 minutes. That's not helpful for people who take things literally. Like I said, it's saying step 1, write down your dreams. Step 2, put it under your pillow. Step 3, you should wake up and pull a rabbit out of a hat. Like, and that's not true. There are so many elements to manifesting, and it's not hard if you know how to. That's why you kind of hear that message. So I think it's your biggest thorn. You're frustrated of like, how do I do this? And this literally is just saying you kind of need a new balance, to renew your balance and develop a new perspective. So the truth is, it is the way you're viewing things. And so I just want to say before I go on with this pile, I do give very, very honest readings. And because there are a million other tarot readers out there who will give you padded, comforting readings just so you feel good about yourself, but I want to help people, and I know truth isn't always easy. So, that's why sometimes it's easy to take this truth from somebody who you don't know from a YouTube video, because then you can take it or leave it. And if it resonates with you, on the inside. And so I'm never here to tear you down. I'm just here to be honest. And it's hard to know that sometimes it's just the perspective. Like I was just talking with my mom about this yesterday, of how when we're asking the universe for something I learned, because I used to say, I want this, I need this, please just bring this to me. And one of the most powerful things I learned was that if you switch the verbiage to thank you for bringing it to me, it literally, it's like all of a sudden you turn around and realize, oh my God, it was swimming upstream. I did not know. Saying thank you is the most important. Like, I don't know who said it, but if you're ever going to pray any prayer, it's the words thank you. Saying thank you and living in gratitude is actually the greatest tool to manifest. And I'm sure you feel it, but I think there's just a perspective change that needs to happen here of how you're going about it. So the next question is, what is the lesson that you could learn from this situation, though? So I think the lesson you're learning here is just to kind of relax. Also, a great way to make things manifest faster is from being relaxed, believe it or not. If you just accept that things come when they're meant to come, you stop trying to control that. And what's funny is if it can show it, everything can be there as soon as you actually want it to be. There's just a sense of having to tap into that energy of actually believing it's there. If you keep wanting something, all you're doing is affirming to the universe that you don't have it. And so the 9 of Wands reversed is just saying, like, take it easy. Just like, know that hard work pays off, but there's ebbs and flows to life, and you're gonna figure it out. It's funny because it really just keeps saying there's a sort of closed-mindedness right here towards how to accomplish something. I think you really feel like, no, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I saw someone else do it this way. And it's like, another lesson to learn in life is your success is only going to come from you being genuine. And that's the truth. Like, trying to create something so that other people like it is going to be detrimental to your progress. And so this lesson here is just saying, relax and kind of, it's just, yeah, like, hey, if you are happy with where you're at in life, then this may not be the reading for you. I may just be completely confusing you. But if this sounds right, I think there's just a need to kind of relax a little, because you have so much knowledge and power, and anyone who is trying to manifest, that in itself is such a beautiful thing. Don't think that, like, oh, some people have the power and some don't. That's bullshit. There is a stifling of your creativity right now, and I really feel your sadness towards that. I feel like you want to be so much more creative, and that's true, because when you're more creative, you're actually in a state of manifesting. It's, if you're in a state of survival, your energy won't be able to create what the rabbit you're trying to pull out of the hat. It's kind of about slowing down right now, taking it easy. This says, like, there's a lot of mental chaos going on, and I think if you can find a way to quiet that mind a little, and through healthy means, please. Don't be like, oh yeah, I quiet my mind every night and go out and have 3 martinis and eat a bunch of cake, and then it's like that that could be a reason why manifesting is not happening. Being healthy and keeping your mind right. Actually, well, the truth is it's whatever you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest an alcohol problem, then hey, you got it. But if you're trying to manifest love and happiness or friends, sometimes just relaxing means it will come to you eventually. Yeah. I forgot. Also, the 3 of Cups reversed is literally this card kind of means overindulgence and partying. So maybe I wasn't speaking out of turn. And this could be, if I'm saying that, if that makes you feel like defensive or something, which I think a couple of these cards kind of described, of being on edge. I have to speak from a personal point of view that I don't drink alcohol because I do not believe it is good for the body. I believe there are people out there who can have alcohol every once in a while and it's not something they carry into their everyday lives. That wasn't me. I was not able to do that. So I don't partake in alcohol ever. That's not what this is saying. This isn't saying like, oh, if you have a beer every once in a while, you're bad. Like, this is saying like you might be overindulging in the party scene. And I could see you really wanting your dreams to come true, whatever that is. A dream job, a dream love, a dream life. And sometimes it's just about getting your act together. So, all right. If you're still with me, pile 2, let's go on to the next cards, which is what is a potential thorn in your side for the future and what to look out for. So what I'm seeing with these 2 cards coming up, the things to look out for are, so together, spiritual poverty and boredom. So what I'm kind of seeing here is a potential that if you keep trying to manifest something and it just doesn't come forward, you may become very bored with it and feel like that was, a dead end dream to go on. What are those called? Pipe dreams. And I don't believe any dream is a pipe dream. I think anything can be obtained. And it's just saying, so let's say you move past this stuff. Let's say you relax and your mental clarity comes in and you are kicking back on the, is that the right verbiage? Kicking back on the partying and kicking back. I could see you trying to move forward in this journey, and I'm just kind of hearing the phrase, it's about the journey, not the destination. So don't get so focused on what's going to come out of the hat that you forget you started this to have fun. You started this to gain knowledge of the world and yourself and to grow. And so I just want you to find ways to stay invigorated and just look at it from a different perspective. And if you can find a way to remain positive and grateful, I really hope you start seeing the results, because once the results start coming in, it just feels so amazing and it's so much easier to keep going when you have results. So, like, let's say you were practicing the trick and you like started to pull the bunny out of the hat and then it like disappeared or something. You're like, oh my God, I almost did it. Don't give up then. Just keep going. So that's all about the thorn in your side. But before we close, I wanted to give you a special message to remind you how great you are. Oh my God, literally. This card says the journey is as important as the destination. Wow. Wow. Focus on the now rather than the burdens of the past or the unrealized future. Stretch, aim for new horizons. Work with the rhythms of life and not against them. Woo-hoo. Oh, the first line I didn't say. Your joys are signposts to your purpose and destiny. Find what makes you happy. And even though things like partying can like seem like that's what makes you happy, if it is, like I said, if you have like a totally healthy relationship, awesome. But find the things that fulfill your soul. Know that you started this journey for a reason. I love that. I can't believe it said that. Pile 2. So what I'm getting with this why is kind of like, if anyone says like, well, why would I do that? Why? I'm hearing the follow-up of like, why not? Why not try? You may be always asking like, why do I go on? Why? What, Rachel? Why? Okay, pile 2, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you were able to get a good message from this. This was consistent from beginning to end. Thank you so much. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up, and that lets me know that you resonated with the reading. If you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe. It has been an absolute honor. My subscriber count was at 95 when I woke up this morning, so it doubled in a couple days, and so I just feel so grateful. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the future, and have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to bring you this pretty important message about the thorn in your side. So things annoy us in life, but I kind of wanted to know what is the most annoying thing in your life that we can work through, that we can get out, so you can just kind of move through life and be a little less annoyed with the crap going on. So let's go ahead and get started. So you chose the Z. I love this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it one day, but I'm going to do something special. So I like the Z. So the first card is, what is the thing that is annoying you the most? So I have this, there was a strong energy before I even started this reading, was that there was going to be somebody who the thorn in their side is kind of the religion, the sort of conformity they're living in, or like the traditions, the beliefs. Like I feel like you're done with it. I feel like that's what I was getting, is there's somebody who's a part of like a religious group that you just don't vibe with anymore, and it's just not giving you truth. Wow, the 2 flowers on the vase is remind me of the flowers I have, because I have roses, but then I also drew something that kind of looked like that. So I think I'm here to bring you this message about the thorn in your side. So I don't feel like I need to explain. I don't need to explain that to you. I think you know. So let's look at the rest of the cards. So I asked how to remove this thorn. How do we remove this thorn? I love it. Like immediately with Temperance, like this is just all about opposites, all about being self-disciplined, harmony, balance, and kind of just how to face your problems. And like, look at this zebra. You are looking right at this guy like, I'm not afraid of you. You want to scare me with your beliefs and your system, and I'm just not down with it. Like the Hierophant can sometimes represent like a marriage, but if it is, this is a very like, this is a marriage based on beliefs. So to remove the thorn, you have to kind of actually see what lesson you're supposed to be learning here, though. And I think that's pretty cool, because that's saying that this is experience you're in right now is not to hurt you, but to help you. Yeah, because if you weren't in this environment, you wouldn't have the mind frame that you do. I feel like you have such a strong sense of self because it was constantly questioned. If you weren't in this environment, you may have gone along with just the flow of the outside world, but maybe being raised in a super conservative home environment, it has taught you to actually be more looking at the world more brighter and seeing possibility and what's the word? Diversity is a beautiful thing. So to remove this thorn, the Temperance card just kind of says it's just about figuring out the right pace. So if you're not going at any speed right now, speed up. If you're going too fast right now, slow down. So it's just kind of whatever you're doing right now, just kind of, do the opposite. Because this is saying, like, let me help you with your pace. Because if you're not moving anywhere, it may be because you're too afraid of kind of having to continue on and go forward. Because it does take patience. Maybe you're the type of person that once you start something, you want to like go really fast at it. And this is saying like, just go easy. So once you find these balances, you're going to really start healing on a soul level. And when your soul's healing, this really won't have as much of an effect on you. I think this is the absolute perfect card for you here. Because it's saying the way to remove this thorn, the most annoying thing in your life, is to have hope, is to know that things are not always what they seem. So you may feel more trapped than you are. So I think there's just kind of a need to connect to your spirit guides, because they're the ones that are speaking to you. They're the ones that are here today. When I'm doing these readings, I'm asking for the spirit guides of the people who are selecting those piles to bring the energy forward. Like, I love it because keeps talking about the freedom of your spirit, your spirit, your spirit. Like, the Hierophant, if this is what's bothering you, this is something just very, not warm, not kind, not empathetic. And so maybe your spirit has started to lose hope or sight and feeling like you'll ever get out of there, and you will. So many words for the Hierophant just tell me you are in a situation that your soul really wants to be freed from. So some sort of community you're a part of right now is just not vibing with you, and it's saying that the way out is through hope. Like believing in yourself, not listening to the words that people have maybe told you that you can't get out or aren't good enough. Like, you can't listen to that. And by healing that, and healing comes from the knowing that you aren't what they say you are. That's what will heal you. And it'll help you to start looking towards the future. Yeah, like I said, this is here to teach you a lesson. This is not here to torture you. I think you're here to change. Whatever you were born into, whatever group you're in, you are meant for more. You are meant to, it's like unwrap the bandages. I mean, we don't want to do that with a real mummy, but just here for this metaphor, if you were wrapped in bandages, it's time to unravel them because you're not hurt anymore. An extreme version, Gypsy Rose. Not suggesting any of that, but that's an extreme example. Somebody who is in an environment that is oppressing them and making them sick, literally. So I think that's a very similar energy here. And just short of what happened in her life, because she ended up in jail, prison, there are ways to get out without, harming anybody, without harming yourself. So when the Eight of Feathers is reversed, it's literally saying like, it's like this adorable little mouse. It's out of options. It's scared. It's trapped. It's really time to ask for help. For what you're going through right now, this is saying to ask for help. And let's say you don't have a single soul on this planet who can help you. Pray. Ask the universe. Let them know how you really feel when you make a declaration to the universe that you're ready to move on. I absolutely promise you, you'll see the changes. Oh, I just felt like my heart tightening. Like that sinking feeling when you get really sad. And I'm so sorry. Sorry, I was distracted. There was like a little light, kind of looked like a light, a little orb of light was kind of floating around. Looked more like it was smaller, so it kind of looked solid, but I couldn't figure out what it was. So I think your spirit guides are kind of coming in and saying like, hey, use us. We're here for you. They're called your spirit guides for a reason. Because they're guiding your spirit. So, all right, pile 3, let's find out what is the lesson that you could learn from the situation, which is literally what I think one of these cards was saying, is this is about learning a lesson right now. So when the Knight of Pentacles is reversed, there are a couple of meanings for it. It could be like laziness and boredom, but the one I'm really getting is the feeling stuck. And so I think the lesson you're learning here is just, it's kind of, the way to get out of this is by getting outside of yourself. I feel like the environment you're in is completely controlled, and I don't feel like this is like a cult. I feel like this is just truly where you live or the family. Or so if you've never gone to like the city or anything, like this is all about like exploring. And if you don't have hope, why would you go look for anything? I'm curious, like what this could kind of be reading is, you could possibly be closeted, because this is just like what I literally saw was like, go out to a gay club. And if you're not, still go to a gay club. Because those are one of the most freeing places where you can just dance and be yourself and you can meet really awesome people. So I think the lesson here is to just kind of do the opposite of whatever you've been doing. Because I think you've been ignoring a lot of the important things you need to be doing, just like regular house chores and things that everyday life needs to have a successful life, because you're overwhelmed by this. This is a the Hierophant is not a card to take lightly, because it's such a, I don't actually get this one a lot because there's so rarely such a heavy religious environment. Like I get the Emperor a lot, and that is always kind of about an authoritative figure. So I feel like a lot of people relate to that one, but this is coming in very specifically. And I just felt there's somebody who's in an environment that is particularly religious or just a very conservative way of living. And this is just kind of saying, like, it's time to try something else. So in the off chance that this is, let's say you are in a marriage that is in this sort of conservative area, but you and your partner actually truly love each other, actually get along, are actually like really into each other, the way you've been living life could really be limiting the excitement of life. So this also says if this is a relationship thing, and it's just, again, saying try something different. So next cards is, what is a potential thorn in your side for the future? What is something to look out for? Okay, so these two together will kind of be saying to watch out for a lack of planning on both ends. This is, I think, the most important aspect of what you're doing is you need to plan. You are not going to get out of something that you were born into, or a whole life system, community structure, just by waking. Like, people who wake up one day and just leave town, like, they're going to really, really struggle because they didn't plan anything out. Like, if you're able to save up money, find a friend who lives in a different place, or just look towards the future with logic, look towards the future with planning and hope and belief and passion. Don't do anything that you're not passionate about, because I feel like this energy has tried to keep you in a boring mindset, and you're not a boring person. You are fun. You're just somebody who I hear like beautiful laughter from, but maybe you haven't been laughing as much. So whatever environment you've been in that has kind of been restricting you blossoming into the person that you really are, it's important to plan your escape. I've been in places and relationships and cities that I had to make a plan on how to get out, and let me tell you, the escape routes I took that had much more planning worked out a lot better. So that's my suggestion for you, pile 3. But before I go, I wanted to give you a special message to remind you of how great you are, because you deserve that. So the things I'm getting from these cards is that with Odin here, I'm getting that you're like a storyteller. Like, you are somebody who is able to captivate people with knowledge and experience. And I want you to know that what you're going through right now will be told as your heroic story, that the journey you had to make to get out. And with this card here, what I'm getting is that you are somebody people find comfort in and feel really safe and secure. So what's so special about you is I see, are a very important aspect to your community. And that could be a very difficult thing to want to walk away from, because you feel like if you feel like you're valuable, it's because you are. And I could see you not wanting to leave if there are like kids and animals and elders, like, but I am getting that So both these cards also mean be patient. So I think planning your way out will be successful and beneficial. These two birds here. I'm seeing these both as spirit guides. So are you someone like who is really interested in crows? Like, have you ever tried to like make a crow your friend or like offer it gifts? Because crows will bring you gifts back. If you haven't ever heard that, crows like will remember your face. So also be nice to them. But I know you are. You are a fantastic human being. You are like, these cards are saying like, people take comfort in you. And they love, like, I just see like a bunch of kids sitting around you and listening to you tell stories. That could be really hard to want to walk away from. But you can always pass the torch to somebody else who wants to stay. And so I think whatever you're trying to get away from, all you need is a plan. All you need is a plan. All you need is foresight. All you need is hope. Don't forget. You just need hope. Okay? I know you're going to get out. What does this make me think of? Well, oh my God, that's so funny. Is it spelled with an X or a Z? Okay. Well, what came up in my mind, I'm going to be feeling embarrassed. So silly. So what this made me think of, though, is there was a movie when I was younger called Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. And I'm getting caught up because I'm like, I'm pretty sure Xenon is spelled with an X. So, hey, maybe there's something in the X pile for you as well. But in that movie, she lives in space. And she kind of wants to go to Earth and kind of experience life down there. Like she lives on a space station. And so I'm definitely getting that you are in one environment and you're wanting to go to another one and experience something literally totally opposite. And so that's the connection I'm going to make for you today. If you've never seen that movie, check it out. It's adorable. Raven-Symoné is in it. All right, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. That lets me know that the reading resonated. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. I woke up to 95 subscribers this morning, which was insane because a couple days ago I was at like 45. So just thank you for being here. It is honestly such an honor and I love this journey and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day.